I can tell you the future of web development, it's not human. You can replace an entire web development team with AI agents. And I'm gonna show you soon how. No more back and forth with developers, no more lengthy development cycles, just pure AI powered automation. From complex teams to seamless AI orchestration. From screenshot to website in seconds. And by doing that, there will be very nice things that you're gonna learn about AI agents and models, AI models, and how to use them. For example, you will learn how to build a fully automated development pipeline. You will learn how to coordinate multiple language models to work together. For example, combine anthropic models like Claude with OpenAI and even use Pixtral or other open source models. And then we're going to create a system that turns ideas into websites in record time. So let's jump into that. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you all the code you will need to try it yourself, adjust it, and play around with it, because you have to really do it if you actually want to learn. So this is our workflow we're gonna use. It is not that complex. So the first thing what we're gonna need is an image of a website. And in our case, we're gonna use this image, which is, everyone knows it, I guess, which is like the chat interface of ChatGPT. So what we want to do is we want to reproduce this chat interface with the help of large language models. So how are we going to do that? First, we're going to analyze this image with a vision model. And in this case, we're going to use GPT-4o for doing that, because GPT-4o is very good at doing this. And I compared it with other models like Claude or Pixtral or even GPT-4o mini. They are not as good for this task actually as the GPT-4o, because one thing that it's very good at is to be very precise and distinguishing between, for example, fonts, spacings, and things like that. So in this case, we're going to use the vision of GPT-4o. So what we're going to use is a prompt which looks pretty much like that. And the goal is that it gives you a very detailed overview of what it's seeing on this image. We don't want just okay, you have some buttons. What we need is the precise position of the buttons. We need the precise layouts it's using, the fonts, the colors of the fonts, all of that. So that's why we need a pretty complex prompt for that. This prompt, of course, you will find in the repo, which I will post at the end of the video in a slide. So this is what we're going to do. So for example, examine the image of the website carefully, take a note of visual elements, layout structures, and text content. That's what I just mentioned. Then at the end, we're gonna have this description. And this description can look like that. So we have the website description, initial analysis, overall layout description, number of columns, one central column, positioning, header, navigation, and so on. So it's really going through all of those elements and describing each, because this is what we need at the end to use Claude for writing the code. And in this case, we only want to use CSS and HTML. Keep it as simple as possible for this demo. So the next thing what we're going to do is then we're going to create the code. And this will create a first version, which can look, for example, like this. Here we're going to see it is not perfect, of course. There are many things that we need to improve, but you can see that we have already some elements that fit. So we have 4, let's say, cards, which have a different background. We have the chat interface. We have this text saying, okay, ChatGPT can make mistakes, things like that. So this is kind of the first version. And what we're going to do then is we just iterate on it. So we take this first version, which we have, and make a screenshot of it. And as you remember, we still have the screenshot of our previous version. So we're going to compare these two screenshots. We make a screenshot of, we have the screenshot, or like the PNG image of what we actually want. And we have the PNG image of this version which we just created. This is easily possible to do that with a tool like Selenium. You just need it locally. The image, it's creating an HTML file, then it's opening this HTML file and takes a screenshot of it, and then uses this screenshot to give it to GPT-4o. And then GPT-4o needs to compare these two, will then again compare these two screenshots and says, okay, on this new screenshots, the recent version, we have this has to be adjusted, or that has to be adjusted. And those instructions we're gonna give again to Claude together with we give it like the previous instructions which we have here. Then we give it the code which we created here, and then together with those instructions of this comparison. So we compare the target with the current screenshot. And then it's generating updated code. And this updated code, we again gonna store in HTML file, make again a screenshot, and then again it's comparing those two things. And after we did that, we then already get a version which is a lot better. And then, of course, we can just continue these. We can just iterate again and again till we actually happy and we have like a perfect match. And basically this is already all the workflow. And yes, this workflow, I posted a repository with the code. You can take a look at it. It's hosted here. And in the next video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to run the code. I'm gonna run the code and I go step by step through each step of this code. Yeah, this is already the end. Today I gave you the base structure, how you can actually create an agent frame, an AI agent workflow, how you can kind of plan it. It's always good if you want to, that you visualize it before you actually start. And yeah, so as I said, the code explanation you will find in the next video. And if you want to support my channel, I would be very happy if you like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.